Has it really been that long already?
Welcome to Shinobi Life 2. Your drip, man. It's not looking too bad. But it can always be better, man. Always be better.
This video is not mostly going to be a downfall video, as there are already a lot of discussions who already covered that subject. This one is mainly going to be a backtrack of the prime days of Shindo life. Speaking of prime days, it might be conflicted which one is actually the best one between Shindo and Shinobi Life 2. But as what the title suggests, well, I'm sure you already know which one I will be covering the most. And of course, because that's when I was first introduced into the game. Shindo Life, formerly known as Shinobi Life 2 before the copyright ban, is a Roblox game about, well, gambling, grinding, fighting, and most especially, experiencing the best Naruto game in Roblox, and also gambling. This game was supposed to only be a bandit beater game, which it kinda is, but for some reason it just clicked in my head how much I truly love this game. So I'm going to recap my experience in this game. I'm sure that most of you will relate to my time playing this game too. Hopefully. When my friend first introduced me to this game, I was at first hesitant because when he was introducing me to the basics, I already saw the typical micro slop of a Roblox game in just the main menu alone. The game pass for both elemental and bloodline slots, and also the most important one, the rerolling system. That's when I already know, damn, this game success. If I was playing the game alone, I would have already dropped the game, but because of a moral booster, that is something called playing with a friend, I stayed for a little longer. Lucky though, I got Akuma. That was fun, at least for my brain. Meetup time. We both went to the Nimbus village. This was the first time when I saw the gap between his and mine. He was quite stuck. I mean, I was a level 1, so that only makes sense. He got a lot of moves also. All cool moves, in fact. That was my first determination to think, maybe I should actually grind this game also. On the PvE aspect of this game, to earn XP, you either need to do these 3 things: beat the logs, green scroll quest, or the main boss quest.
About the other.
What again?
The other.
The what again? My friend first introduced me to beating logs. What, is this an AFK game? What kind of feature is this? Well, good thing he introduced me to the next one, because no way in hell I would still be interested in this game after that stupid introduction. Green Scroll Quest, this is where the real fun starts. It's a bandit beater, but hey, at least they are actually fighting back. This is also where I saw the importance of having a fast transportation, because wow, sometimes they just spawn so freaking far off the map just for my friend to one-shot them. And lastly, the boss quest. or a story request, if you can even call it that. It's a bundle beater, but with 3 stages. The weaker ones, the slightly weaker ones, and slightly weaker ones with a boss. What a great basic introduction of this game. I quit after. But this is when my friend used his ultimate move on me. This is what most people call the generosity of RAL codes. What the hell? This many? I didn't realize that it was for the newly released Bloodline, the Ghost Karashi. Yo, I got something rare. Is this good?
Yo, what the fuck? Yeah, man. It's good.
I kept it and teleport to the new Ember. Level 80 for the first move? What? My main elements are Acid and Yang, and they aren't even leveled up yet. And I don't want to beat logs, so I did what the other people couldn't. Only this many? Desperate times comes for desperate measures. This is the time where it sparked the whole 2 years of obsession with me playing Shindo Life. The feeling of getting it after a long time of grinding, and another lucky factor was it's quite a transportation move also. The feeling of being fast instead of just running. That was a massive milestone for me. And after achieving the second ability, oh my god. Now this is where the real speed, and then the most anticipated of all. The feeling of you being invincible, that you actually tried to 1v1 your friend. Well, I lost, but not only does he have a higher rank than me, he actually has a lot of good stuff. That one moment became my other major task, and that is to defeat my friend in a 1v1. So instead of stopping, what did I do? I grind even further. I look even further to see that there are actually so many stuff in this game. Warm up! The server hopping for scrolls. What the hell? Why is Spain here, bruh? And the real competitive. Kwe in a 1v1. Well, my ass didn't even last a minute. What is this? Endless combo? If you get stunned, oh man, well, I guess I'm just cooked. You ain't even gonna be able to recover, huh? They are also S rankers. That's where I saw the importance of rebirthing. And this is where the real grinding starts. Let me just summarize it all. Rerolling for new elements and bloodline. That's when I also realized the importance of the best game pass of all, the bloodline bag. In like my whole time playing Roblox, there are only times where I actually thought of maybe buying Robux via in real life. And those are the pay-to-win packs in Skywars, Season 1 Battle Pass in Bed Wars, and the Bloodline bag. The more I got into the game, the more that thing became a number 2 instead, because as we all Shindo Life PvP sweats know that a third Bloodline slot is the best of them all. Right? The importance of a server creator or server hopping on getting scrolls. But I don't have no Robux in my name, so I did what intellect people do. Instead of searching directly for private server codes in Shindo Life, I use YouTubers' past live streams and use their codes. No one literally taught me that, but I figured it out so early in the game. I just need 2 to 3 private server codes for each village, and I'm pretty much well around from that. I was literally noting them all in my school notebook. Well, sadly, my mother threw it away 4 days ago when I was planning this video. Such a waste. Ah. And lastly, the re-ranking. And for the moment of truth, I asked for a rematch. After him bullying me a lot of times, I finally beat him. Well, barely. And we all just spam abilities. But I won. After that, I asked myself, maybe it's time to go back and take revenge. I get slammed again. I survived longer, but I still got smacked. After getting beat out for like 3 times, that's when I realized that there are actually levels to this. The difference between PvP and PvE in Shindo life, I just thought that, oh, the higher the rarity, the better. But oh no, I was so damn wrong. There are also levels into this. I don't really need to explain it all because I'm sure you guys already know what. I mean, I still need to explain this. After realizing and working with changes, I started winning. Well, I still often lost, but the longer I play competitively, look or copy other PvP moves in YouTube and tweak my loadout, that's where I started winning more. And that's when I know that I'm the top players in Shindo life. Well, is it something to flex over? Hell no, but it's a cherishable moment in my time. The end game was all just pure grinding or playing competitively. The most thing I've done in grinding was either upgrading new bloodlines or just maxing out my companions. Also, for the people who are saying, especially this guy is talking that Minato is the best companion. They clearly do not know math, bro. Do you know how close am I to actually make a video differentiating on why Ghost Karashi is absolutely dominating Namikaze? You know what? It's not too late. I'm doing it now. What could probably be a good introduction for this chapter? Maybe this one is good enough. If you ask me why am I maxing them all out in the first place, it's either because they deal high DPS, it's a good support, or it does some actual cool and unique moves. Take for an example Cabo Cobra. It spawns a pet. And big stuff. How about Raikon Shizen? Well, this video will show you why. I still remember griefing random servers with this combo to Ember Village. Fun days. Alright, enough flexing. Let's get into the main topic. DPS wise, this is my small explanation. There are no other companions who deal high damage in the M1 alone. Plus, adding the stun moves of Ghost Karashi, if you get caught by him, goodbye a massive chunk of your HP. And for Minakaze, its only high DPS is the Minakaze second and third ability. That's pretty much it. Support. Against a player, it's obvious that Minakaze will win here. The teleportation ability moves alone are pretty good support abilities. While all of Ghost Karashi moves are all slow and close range. Additional to that is the stun spec of the stage 1 of Minakaze. I do not really have to explain on why. Again, Sabat, well, Ghost Karashi clearly stomps, no explanation needed. And for the moment of truth, a Pokemon 1v1. Alright, this is going to be my full reaction just to like say some information in this 1v1. I mean, it's pretty random, but I'm just here to like say some stuff regarding this 1v1. Also, I should have probably used like some ninja tools that are not explosive because sometimes it's the random random instead. Like that one who died there was my alt account, and I didn't really put him way farther into the map because that's my cell phone who I've used. It's quite laggy also. Also, for the companion sides, back when they released it's actually way, and I mean way more better compared to what it is today. And I think this is probably going to be the end where Kosa Azarashi will destroy Minakaze. Yeah, alright, nice one. And for the second one, I'm sure this one will be way much faster. If you can say, I mean, the only way for this companion to beat Ghost is if Minakaze will just use his C-Spec stage 1 like all of the time, but I mean it's about, so that's what's always gonna happen. Also, yeah, that thing, that companion bug or feature, whatever, that one is pretty annoying. Yeah, and goes as Arashi just because him. Even before the buffs of Ghost Karashi move, this companion was already the best companion of all. It just clearly did not get enough recognition back then because of how overpowered Minakaze was, the bloodline. Even if we are clearly talking about the companion itself. Okay, now that is done, let's talk to the next topic. Does anyone remember like being anticipating waiting for Real Games next update video? You know how fun that was, watching them showcasing the new stuff before releasing it a couple of hours after. It was like waiting for Santa's present. What if Real Games actually did continue updating the game? Could Shindo Life still get those No, I don't think so. Before even they slowed down on updating, its player count was already on a steep decline. Well, alright. I'm sure that you guys already know what's gonna happen this part. This is my theoretical thoughts on why was it going down. Or you can also just say this as the downfall chapter. The first one is it's on a constant live support. Like every time they update, the player count will spike, and then after 3 days it will go down again. It's normal for a game to do that, but not the way when it wouldn't even last for that long. They needed to pump out weekly updates just for the player count to go up for a couple of days. Well, we could say that it's because of how small the content that they are adding, which makes the player lose interest after a few days. And this is most likely the right answer here. I really wish they added massive game changes and more quality of life updates, and not just full bloodlines and new abilities for PvE or PvP. As far as what I remember, they tried that, but it didn't really work out. Correct me if I'm wrong with that. The second one was, well, the disbanding from the Naruto contents. I mean, there is a reason why they want to gap themselves from it because of the copyright infringement. But there are still ways to make it feel like it's Naruto game without going in the way where they can strike the hammer one more time. Well, I'm just a player and not a developer. What could I know with those?
And plus, because Shinobi Life 2 was so damn popular back in the days. I haven't seen it though, but I just know it. But I'm just saying that this game was created as a Naruto game, so most people will compare it to Naruto. I was fine with like some skins that are under different animes, but impacting the game with it, I did not really like it. Even if my Ghost Karashi was one of them. I remember this guy saying that this game is a Naruto game and not like a multiverse of different franchises. After the Rel brothers said that they will be making more other anime or other contents that are not from Naruto. Lastly is, well, the deterioration to make more content in Shindo Life. I'm sure we already know that it was already obvious from the start when they started doing other projects like Relsis and Nindo. This one is a bonus because this one is highly opinionated by me, but might as well just drop it here. You can freely disagree with my statements here. These ones are very opinionated. I do not like the way they keep free stuff or make things easier to obtain. Now I know that it sounds crazy, but what is the purpose of grinding if they are just giving it like candies? I do not like the way they are dropping spins and RC coins like for a massive amount just for a small update. There is a reason why they added grinding for those things in the first place. It is very tedious and boring to obtain, that's for sure. And even for a huge update, at least give a maximum of only 200 spins and 50k RL coins. Addition to that was also when they changed the rarity of scroll drops from server hopping and the bosses. While it was reasonably a good thing because they are so hard to obtain, but I feel like it removes the rarity of that item. And plus, I hate that you can teleport to get that item. Yeah, fine. You can all hate me all you want, but watching a video like where is this drop located at and following it just gives that uniqueness. I do not know how to explain it clearly, but it actually gets your heartbeat going. And if you didn't get it, well, too bad. I'll get it next time. Or but if you manage to get it, oh my god, it feels like you did some hard work to get the thing you wanted. The second one is that boss fight quest. It sounds good on paper, but if I'm going to be honest, it's so goddamn boring, bro. After you beat this boss, you need to wait for a whole 5 minutes to fight him again. Like what? Actually, it's now 3 minutes, but still. Well, you can just move to the other boss. Yes, I know that, but that's also the same problem. It's like doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Well, ain't that just the same as the Star Quest? Plus, it's faster. You're right, but at least they move from section to section. I mean, this one is also trash, but at least you actually feel like doing something else from time to time. Well, I don't know anymore. Maybe I'm just losing it, but I just do not like it at all. They should have thought about something else that will actually feel like you're going into a combat mission or some different quest and not just spawn this thing, this monster scroll for a chance of a good drop. Like, bruh. Quite some ranting, huh? Well, I'm still not done. This chapter we will talk about the possible improvements for the game. This chapter will be highlighted as Imaginatory Possible Improvements or IPI because, well, this is not happening anymore. No way real games will update the game because of this video recommendation chapter. Plus, it's, well beyond late already. Now, I'm sure every one of us thought of what if this game has this or that, or what if this game doesn't have this or that. And today, I'm going to show you my own this or that. It's crazy. These are mainly the recommendations that struck in my head when I was still on the Shindo grind and after the decline started. Let me drop all the things that I've said earlier as they are technically considered as recommendations. Alright, now that you've seen all of it, let me start with all of my recommendations. This one will be crazy, but the first one is a whole major rework that will just destroy the entire system of Shindo. But let me cook here. Creation of a character. I wish you could create a different character like in Arcane Odyssey, where you can create within your liking, and for the bloodline and elements, this could go either way. They can do the best one of something called having free access to every clan and having their specific elements for it, or the gambling version of it, aka just adding spins, which I highly discourage. But if they want to make profit, then so be it. This will force replayability of the game to create and test the different pathways. The problem starts with the reworking of the entire game though. Like, on what area can the player only spawn at the beginning? How will this player obtain better moveset? How will this player get the abilities and so forth? While also removing a lot of things that's already been implemented into the game. But, just imagine. What if an Uchiha has a 6-path? Like, the way of how this character can become will be crazy. Or maybe I'm just tweaking again. Also, I was highly unfavored with the combination of C and Z spec removal, well, because it just destroyed the hundreds of possible combos. Still within reason as people are breaking it, especially in PvP. The second one is more likely, but it still is highly unlikely, and that is to revert it all back to the 4th Rengoku update. That is the time where it still feels more like a Naruto event than anything. Or maybe I'm just biased because it has the second highest concurrent active players in Shindo Life history. Or I'm just nostalgic with that feeling of beating the boss over and over and over and over and over again just to get nothing. Actually, make it until Kagoku event because that's also when they added a companion. Now, why did I say revert it back? Well, not just for the first reason I've mentioned last time, but also because that's when the drop still feels natural, Well, as long as the game is still functioning, as even today there are a lot of bugs in the game right now. Or not updating the game and bug fixes. This third one is very personal to me, but it is about the reworking of companions once more. Imagine instead of killing the boss for around 16 times and getting the drop, what if instead it's like a quest where if you help this character in a certain quest, you can then obtain their trust and be your companion? Isn't that usually how that works? That will be the coolest thing ever. Well, if you're asking how will it obtain levels, then it could work based on your current stats, or maybe lack in a specific level where if that quest was easy, then his or her level is lower. But if it's difficult, then its level should be higher. Or, I'm not done yet. What if you can just meet that companion along the way and you can choose to be his or her friend? Or not. It could be some random NPC, but if he or she gains trust from you, then it can become a companion where you can mentor its moveset, give drops, level up with you, give drips. It's like a whole customization, but for bots. Now that also will be awesome. This last recommendation is about reworking how event works. What if instead of like teleporting to this one place where the boss is located at and beat it, the boss will instead go in the village until you either beat it or the entire village will get absolutely crushed. And if they did beat it, they can get good drops like moves, bloodlines, titles, and etc. But if they did not beat it in time, then well, they just get kicked out of the server. Imagine if instead of Kurama just swimming in the river, he instead is destroying the entire Ember village. Wouldn't that be an awesome feeling? Plus, it also has like 1 in 15 chance of the event to take place at a specific time. This could work in other ways also, like not directly to the village but somewhere close by. But it's better if that NPC was actually doing something rather than just moving there for like 20 minutes until it despawns. Well, wow, this one will for sure be a long video, but I'm sure my love for this game will make sure that my future self will edit the entire video of this. You know, I wasn't really nostalgic about the pandemic times for obvious reasons, but man, this game just gave that special feeling to my heart. Looking back, as this is like almost 2 years of my life while growing up in a pandemic, just mostly playing Roblox and watching YouTube, and for some reason the season 1 of Mushoku Tensei, especially the opening and soundtrack, just got my arms and head together to make this video in the first place. I'm sure that my future self will thank me for making this video, as this was one of my core memories in my life. And I'm sure yours also, as you are in here in the first place. Well, it's time to wrap this up. Massive shout out for everyone who watched until the end part of this video, and a huge thank you for my friend who first introduced me into this game. All of this wouldn't happen if not because of him. And a huge shout out for these YouTubers who made this community more engaging, and because I watch them.
Why are you still playing this game?
IDK. It's fun.
Alright, so which one should I do next?